All right. And, man. Woo. All right, all right, all right. All right. We're here. How you guys doing? Welcome to the show, man. Last minute, I tell you. It's okay, though, guys. How you doing? My name is Tim Black. Welcome to the Tim Black at Night Show. Glad you could join me. Glad you're taking time out. I'd like to say hello to everybody out there on Periscope, YouTube, Facebook, wherever you are. I'm with you in spirit. All right, guys. So let me do a first thing. Let me go make sure everyone can hear us on all the platforms, okay? Make sure we got some volume going on here because things get crazy. Yesterday we did Facebook. Today we'll do YouTube first. What's going on, YouTube? Yeah. Frederick Murphy's in the house. Bob for the kids. Mars Pluto. Bob for kids, man. Bob, what's up, sis? Been a minute. Hope you can hear me. I like to laugh. Lee Cox, what's up, Lee? What's up, Karen? What's up, Patrick Starr? What's up, Jeff? Jock, what's up, Jock Peterson? And Karen and Jilly Love and the whole crew. Low Key, who's this? Truth Can't Be Silenced. My man, thank you for doing the moderation. My man, D. Yes. Chief of Justice Supreme Court. Hey, Gary Webb, what's up, man? I'm in deep and elder millennial. I like that. That's an oxymoron like that. Elder millennial. Like young old guy. Young old head. All right. So it looks like we're good on YouTube, guys. YouTube, please share this on your social media. Let people know so we can kind of pack the house tonight because we got an important segment tonight coming up. Very important segment. Now let's go to Facebook. Facebook. What's up, Bruce? What's up, Helen? How you doing? Dion. What's going on, Dion? What's going on, Chris? Yeah, we got some people on the Facebook side. Margarita and Ginger. Good to see you. Good to have you. What's up, Cindy? How you feeling, Cindy? Is the volume okay, guys? John Britt. Yo. It's KJ from Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. KJ from Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. Yeah, yo. Hey, Lori. What's up, Terry? Good to see you, Terry. How you doing, fam? Hope everything's okay, Terry. Good to see you, my friend. George Shell's in the house. John. All right. What's up, John? What's up, JB? What's up, Steven and Uli and Bibby? Yeah. Okay, Mark. All right, we're good. I think by now, Uli says audio and video. Thank you, Uli, sister. How you doing? All right, guys. So that means we're good to go, and we're ready to go. Okay, so now Facebook people, please share this so that people will start filing in so we can get some numbers up so we can spread the word because we got some stuff to talk about tonight. I think you're going to love the show, frankly. Hopefully you like all the shows, Hopefully we do a good job every night, but I'm feeling it. You know what I mean? You know when you're just feeling it? I want to do a shout out to Buck's mom. Hey, Buck's mom. I heard I be keeping you up late, young lady. And I just want you to know that you need to get some sleep. I'm just kidding. Step as long as you want watching this show. I want to thank you for watching the show, for tuning in like you do. I respect the heck out of you for watching and staying up and letting Buck know he need to keep on being a member of the Wolfpack. But thank you, Buck's mom. You raised a hell of a son. I love him. He's a great guy. I've known him for years now. And thank you for your hard work and your service to the progressive community by popping out such a great kid. All right. Take care of yourself now. All right. So, all right. Tonight's show, I got a number of stories I want to run through. One, tomorrow, Robert Mueller will be testifying. He will be giving his testimony. And this is a big deal because, well, Russia. Got to talk about that. Al Franken's back in the news. There was an article in the New Yorker, that kind of brought this kind of back. A writer wrote about the case or the situation because there really was no case. That's part of the situation. And now the disgraced senator is he's having a lot of regrets about resigning his position. So we're going to talk about Al Franken. Also, there's a hashtag going around I saw a little earlier today called hashtag respect the police. So we're going to talk about that. But I'd like to get the night started with a story about a congressperson that we hear a lot about, but we seldom hear from. Kind of strange how that happens. Like, she's become sort of like a lightning rod by Donald Trump, and Donald Trump's like talking about her, and many people on the right talk about her, and some people on the left as well, in negative ways, but I very rarely do I get an opportunity to like cover a story surrounding her from her own point of view and from her. So I'm talking about a member of the squad that you guys know, Ilhan Omar. Okay, so I ran across a clip of her at an event. It looks like she's at an event. She's got a microphone. She's asked a question. She responds to the question. And it really sheds a light on what's going on in America and what people deal with and what Congress people deal with and what we all deal with in one way or another. So I'm going to run that clip and then I want to have a conversation about it. You guys game? Check it out.
The issue is on female genital mutilation and cutting, the Detroit case that actually, where the federal government lost the case because the law was 20 years old and et cetera, et cetera. I'd like to know, will you be able to make a statement against FGM because that's an issue in Detroit? It would be really powerful if the two Muslim congresswomen, yourself and Rashida, would make a statement on this issue.
Your second question is an appalling question because I always feel like there are bills that we vote on, bills we sponsor, many statements we put out, and then we're in a panel like this, and the question is posed, could you and Rashida do this? And it's like, how often should I make a schedule? Like, does this need to be on repeat every 5 minutes? Should I be like, so today I forgot to condemn Al-Qaeda. So here's the Al-Qaeda one. Today I forgot to condemn FGM. So here it goes. Today I forgot to condemn Hamas. So here it goes. Today I forgot, you know what I mean? It is a very frustrating question. It comes up. You can look at my record. I voted 4 bills doing exactly what you're asking me to do. I have put out statements upon statements. There's a bill in Congress. There's a resolution that I am the co-author of that I voted out of the Foreign Affairs Committee. And so I am, I think, quite disgusted, really, to be honest, that as Muslim legislators, we are constantly being asked to waste our time is speaking to issues that other people are not asked to speak to because the assumption exists is that we somehow support and are for, right? No, there is an assumption. So I want to make sure that the next time someone is in an audience and is looking at me and Rashida and Abdul and Sam, that they ask us the proper questions that they will probably ask any member of Congress or any legislator or any politician, and would not come with an accusation that we might support something that is so abhorrent, so offensive, so evil, so vile. What we look for, and what this whole conversation is about, is that not only do we not have internalized fears about what we might believe and how that gets implemented, but that we also don't have, right, assumptions about what our value basis might be because of where we might come from and who we pray to. And so I would like, not just for you, but for everyone, to know that if you want us to speak as politicians, American politicians, then you treat us as such.
Ooh. Well, there we go. Folks, you just witnessed one of those slow clap moments. Slow clap. You know, just one of those. Yeah, because Ilhan Omar is speaking to something that is, you know, I'm not going to say it's uniquely American, because I'm sure that there are other countries where people are marginalized or people are stereotyped, and there's bigoted assumptions being made about them, whether it be based on religion or based on orientation or based on color. So I don't want to make it just about America, but we are in America, and I am an American. And you know, I know I'm throwing caution to the wind, because I'm a person who's not Donald Trump, and I'm about to complain about America. You know, the only person who's allowed to complain about America and somehow still love America is Donald Trump. Nobody else can complain about America. But just imagine what it's like to always be like, to have people come up, put yourself in her shoes. People always wanted her to condemn someone, some group tied to terrorism or tied, in this case, female genital mutilation. Come on, man. Like, as she stated so eloquently, it's like, you know, why do I have to, you know, why you single me out? Well, we know why. We know why they singled her out, because of her religion. And then you force them to have to condemn something so abhorrent. Now, even though she eloquently spoke to it and she offered these reasons why this is wrong, you should need to stop doing this to me and Rashida Tlaib, and I remember Abdul Sayed, and I don't think I know Sam. But even though she explained like fully, like you can understand logically what she meant, there's a lot of people still wanted her to say, "But I condemn it though." Still got to condemn it, because yeah, we hear you, and it makes sense. It's reasonable. It's reasonable that you would have that reaction, and yeah, you're right. It's wrong to expect you because you're Muslim to have to speak to all Muslims. You have to speak to every issue that ever affects any Muslim in the world. Never a good thing either. Never the Muslims that do good works. Never the Muslims that save lives, the Muslims that are positive in any way, something that would look glowingly about Muslims. No, it's always the negative. And yeah, you should not have to talk about that. You should not have to be asked to testify, atone, or clarify, or denounce. But please do it anyway, because that's what we really want. Yeah, because we feel uncomfortable in our, whatever we are, in ourselves. And we still harbor these beliefs because we are kooky that way. Because we are all infected with the disease of bigotry, all infected in some way, shape, or form with propaganda that tells us all these people insert party group or insert color group or insert orientation or insert nationality, insert religion, insert whatever, insert, act a certain way, do a certain thing. And it's never the good stuff. Well, for some of it's good stuff, like, sometimes if you're a part of certain groups, they look at you like, oh, you're good with money. But then there's negatives too. Or you're good at math. Remember, I was going back and forth with Andrew Yang about people with Andrew Yang's group. Like, I wish he'd stop relying on that. Don't use that. But then it's like, well, some people like it, like the math part. Like, we're all tied in. Things with black folks, being cool or hip-hop. It's like we never get away from it. But, guys, it does get tiresome, and I can understand. It gets tiresome for me to a certain degree. You are who you are. You can't change people's stereotypes, their ideas. It's just part of life. It's part of what it is. Ilhan Omar is a very well-spoken lady, speaking very passionately about an issue that I know that affects them. And once again, America has not cornered the market on bigotry. But we're getting really good at it. Like, we have a special kind of blend of it. Because people, like, there are other places you admit it, you know it's there. But here we kind of like deny it and deny it and deny it, and then we use it. When people call it out, we use it against them that they're calling it out. Then the group that's been like, it's like people, I get it. No one wants to be blamed for something they feel they can't control. That goes for all of us, right? I wish there was an easy solution to it. Maybe people could stop asking Ilhan, Omar, and other Muslims to stop having, to stop asking them to disavow other Muslims who they don't know. I don't want to have to respond or have to atone or have to speak for anybody but myself, generally speaking. I mean, I don't agree with everything I say. I mean, I agree with it when I say it, but then later under reflection, sometimes I'm like, I don't know if I should have said that way. And you got me speaking for a whole group of people? Or you want me to atone for a whole group of people? Or somebody who was raised in another place who I don't know? So it gets tiresome. So I just want to give it up for Ilhan Omar for speaking to this. And I think, it's an uphill battle. I don't know if we're ever going to get to a point where you can just be a person, And even if you are just a person to some people, like I'm sure I'm just a person to some people, but I don't know about to those banks. And I don't know about to those employers who, though just because I look, because I'm got a permanent tan, that I'm not as qualified as the other guy because he doesn't have a tan. It's what happens. So anyway. Yeah, I think every once in a while we need to, if everybody going to keep talking about it, let's let her talk a little bit, Since you keep making news cycles, how about some of the news cycles include her speaking, instead of other people speaking about her? And let's just keep it real, man. Most people who talk about it is trying to get it's just clickbait. It's just viewership. All right. So tomorrow, speaking of viewership, another big viewership day. Our media is really good at making things become issues, so you have to tune in. It's like you're attracted to it. It's like, this, and when I speak about that, I'm talking about the Mueller investigation. Oh yeah, that Mueller investigation was, mwah. Man, that thing raised a lot of money for certain news organizations, man. Come on, man, it's been a boom. Pockets is fat over there at CNN and MSNBC. And if you want to say, no, Tim, come on now, why do you think Rachel Maddow wouldn't stop covering it? Do you really think they would have allowed Rachel Maddow to continue to cover that case for almost 3 years if it wasn't very lucrative? Hey, look, guys, that's the whole purpose. Let's go ahead and live in the real world. Now, you're going to have independent people like me, independent media like me, who will cover stuff that's like off the beaten path. But you're not, come on, man. I can afford to do it. Look, I got little lights in the, and little mic, and, I don't have like reporters and buildings and overhead and cocktail parties to fund. Anyway, so tomorrow will be the Robert Mueller investigation. The Robert Mueller will be testifying. He will be giving all he knows, but there are things he won't talk about. There's things he can't talk about. In fact, he has to stay on point. He can't just wax poetic about the case, the investigation. He got to keep it, very sensible and reasonable. He can't just talk about anything when it comes to this. Now, here's an article from the Washington Post that says 5 things you should look for in the Mueller investigation. Or testimony. I keep saying investigation. I just keep feeling like it's not over. It's the investigation that won't end. It just keeps going and going and going and going, man. So anyway, here's 5 things you should know about it. Okay, here goes one thing. What time is the hearing? The Mueller will first appear before the House Judiciary Committee starting at 8:30 a.m. Bright and early. Yeah, you go out and get your coffee. We'll sit down and get ready to watch a lot of coverage of the Mueller investigation because they will be talking about it from bail to bail. This is it, baby. The hearing is expected to last about 3 hours. He will then appear before the House Intelligence Committee at noon. So Judiciary Committee at 8:30 and House Intelligence Committee at noon. And that one's supposed to last 2 hours. Both hearings are public and will be streamed at the Washington Post website. See what I'm saying? You can watch it on WashingtonPost.com. Will Mueller say anything new? Mueller's going to try not to make any news, and he will be a reluctant witness at best at a May news conference to announce that his special counsel's office was closing. Mueller said that he hoped his public remarks then would be his last, and that if pressed to testify, he would not stray beyond his report. He says, "We chose those words carefully, and the work speaks for itself," he said. Number 3, what are the Democrats most likely to ask about? Because this is the Democrats who want this thing, right? You do know this, okay. Democrats have signaled that they intend to focus much of their questioning on the episodes that Mueller outlined in his report in which Trump sought to impede the investigation. While the 448-page report lays them out in great detail, some Democrats believe that the American public has not yet been exposed to them fully. So basically, any point that they feel that you didn't get a real grasp of that would make you hate Donald Trump more, that's what they want to talk about. Number 4, what are Republicans most likely to ask about? Well, Trump's conservative allies in Congress are likely to question the former special counsel about what they perceive as bias on his team. They're likely to refer repeatedly to anti-Trump text messages exchanged by the 2 FBI officials who worked for Mueller. Oh, God. We really got to do this again? It's like heartburn. It just keeps coming back. Acid reflux. That's what this is. This Russia investigation has been acid reflux, man. You ate it once, but you're going to keep tasting it. It's going to keep burning. It's going to keep coming back. It's like that guy who buys you a drink at the club, ladies, and he just keeps coming back, wanting to talk. You know that? That guy, hey, would you like a drink? You're like, oh, yeah, sure, thank you. And then every time you turn around, here he goes. Hey, so I was wondering if, you're like, here he go again. You over there dancing with somebody, there he go looking at you. That's this, man. That's the Russia investigation, man. It's just keep coming back and coming back. Make you just want to throw your drink at him. Take this damn drink. Leave me alone. That's how I feel about Mueller, man. Just take your investigation. He didn't even want to testify. They're making him testify. Number 5. Where will lawmakers turn their attention when they're done with Mueller? Up their backsides. That's right. They're going to forcefully insert their heads up their own butts. That's what they're going to have to do. Mueller is a pivotal witness in the Judiciary and Intelligence Committee's ongoing investigations of the Trump administrations and the Russia interference in the 2016 election. But he is hardly the only one. When he is finished, lawmakers might intensify their efforts to speak with members of his team. They will not let this go. Let my people go. Let my people go. Guys, for the record, I have said this a million times, guys. If you want to do something to Trump, do it. I'm serious, guys. Do it. If you're going to do it, just go ahead and do it, please. I'm so tired of hearing about this. I'm not saying Trump hadn't done things. I'm sure he's done things. But you had to prove them. This is so boring and tiresome. It's cumbersome. It's like a Groundhog's Day. You know, it's like watching back-to-back episodes of Dawson Creek, or back-to-back episodes of Dallas. Though I like J.R. Ewing, he was pretty cool. Listen, man, this is, goodness gracious, guys, this is just ridiculous. Like, okay. I'd like to know by show of hands, how many of y'all really believe that Russia stole our election? I just want to know, right? Could you just Comment in the comment section. I want to know, yay or nay, do you think that Russia stole our democracy? Now, I would like you to know, for those who put yes or no, I want to know. I want to see this. I want to see it. Don't you know you have to have something in order for it to be stolen? If half as much focus was put on the DNC's practices within their own party's elections, maybe then we'd have a more democratic process. But you would never get Rachel Maddow and Chris Hayes and Joy Reid and Anderson Cooper and Wolf Blitzer and Jake Tapper, and George Stephanopoulos. You never get these guys to focus on fixing something within the Democratic Party for more than 2 seconds. Not until they had a scapegoat. Then they blame it all on the scapegoat and like everything was resolved. Sort of like they did down in Brazil. Like, oh, the only problem is down in Brazil. Oh, got her out of there. Clean bill of health. That's what they do, you know. Oh, down, that was that Debbie Wasserman Schultz is out of there. Everything's fine now. But no, the corrosion, it's like when you have an infestation of something, you can't just, oh, there we go. All good. No, an infestation requires drastic changes. But if you think that the biggest problem we have in this, to our democracy, the biggest threat of our democracy, if you think that is Russia, I don't know what to do with you. I don't know. You need detoxing from corporate media. We need to sit you down and really talk to you. Listen, there's just so much else going on in this country that we need to focus on. This is a waste of time. I love how the Democrats love to say that Donald Trump, when he does these little escapades, these fits, when he does all this ranting on Twitter, he does all that. They love to say that Donald Trump is just distracting us from real things. This Russia investigation has been the epitome of distracting us from real things. That's exactly what this has been, this entire thing. This carnival. And it's amazing. It's amazing that it's lasted this long. And then, look, man, you ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell out of here. At some point, you got to grab your mics, wrap up the mic cases, the guitars, load up the van, and take the band on the road. You got to leave. Sometimes the party got to stop. People got to go back to work. People got to get up in the morning and take care of the kids. You can't party all the time. Anyway, tomorrow, tune in for it. I reluctantly covered this tonight, but as your source, I am a source of news for people who value an honest opinion, and I felt I needed to at least address it. So I have addressed it. All right. You expecting a bombshell. You are tripping. It'll be a bombshell. Okay, so story number 3. Some of you may recall Senator Al Franken, the comedian, turned senator, turned corporate hack who even though his state, Minnesota, went for Bernie Sanders like 3-1 over Hillary Clinton, he still gave his superdelegates to Hillary, defying the will of the people. That Al Franken, I could care less what happens to him. How do you betray the people your constituency sent you to do their will, not your will? You and Sarah Silverman. All right. It's a little hot. I'll turn it down a little bit, right? So anyway, Senator Al Franken, he was accused of various things, and those things, he was like one of the first in the Me Too movement and one of the first casualties of the Me Too movement, or one of the first bandits caught, depending on what your vantage point is on this, what your perception is of the Me Too movement in its early days. Now, recently there's been an article written by Jane Mayer in the New Yorker. And Jane Mayer lays out a lot of doubt that Al Franken should have had to resign from anything. So this is what the whole conversation back. Now, Al Franken had one very public accusation. It really was an accusation. He admitted to it. He admitted that he did something weird, like he pretended to touch someone's flak jacket on an airplane. Flak jacket. And it was not just someone. It was a woman with body parts. And he was doing something stupid like, you know. And that was like the major allegation. He was like, yeah, I did that. I shouldn't have done it. It was stupid. I was playing around. I was being a comedian. Oh, I'm dumb like that sometimes, making jokes. But it was like to that like guy locker room humor, and that was right at the time when we were dealing with, Roy Moore running down there in Alabama who had similar. See, that's wrong. Not similar allegations. People accuse Roy Moore of being a straight-up pedo, liking little girls, going to hang around the mall, going to the school, trying to get in school-age girls when he was a grown man in his 30s and 40s. I don't know how it just came out after he left. I mean, he'd been in the public arena, public serving, a freaking judge for I don't know how long, and then bringing this stuff up when he tried to run for Senate. Anyway, the point is this. So Al Franken had to resign his position, okay? And it wasn't just like he resigned immediately. It was like there were people in the Democratic Party that were calling for him to resign. A number of female senators, a couple of those senators being in the race for the Democratic nomination right now, Kamala Harris and Kirsten Gillibrand. Very outspoken, wanted Al Franken to quit. After immense pressure, Al Franken quit. And no one accused him of. Someone accused him. There were other allegations. It wasn't just the one touchy-feely picture. There was physical evidence of him being, I still remember. You remember that picture? Well, it wasn't just that. It was like seven other women who made some type of allegation that he did something that was inappropriate. One woman said he kissed her. They were doing a scene, and he kissed her. He kissed her with a tongue when he shouldn't have. He thought it was funny or something. And then there was another woman who said that she worked for him. She was a member of staff or something. So there was more than just the one allegation. Anyway, so once again, he resigned his position. But this is coming back because this article in the New Yorker, and some people have been on the fence about this, but you know how it is. Like once the new car smell wore off from the Me Too movement, so to speak, and people sort of moved on, which is always what happens, well, then people have doubt like, hey, did we go too far? Do we need to go back and course correct? Well, if you read this article, you might feel that some people went too far and that there should have at least been an investigation to find out, maybe a hearing like they have when they have allegations made against you in any way. There's a hearing that's held and people look at it and they kind of make a decision and you have your day where you get to speak, you get to answer questions. Sort of like Brett Kavanaugh when he had his proceedings, or Jeff Sessions when he sat in the hot seat, or William Barr when he sat in the hot seat, and Hillary Clinton when she sat in the hot seat. And a lot of people sit in hot seats. They get to talk, get to stand up for themselves. Well, Franken never had that. And some people say, well, he should have stayed and got that. He didn't have to leave. But those people don't know what the pressure that he was receiving from people in his own party, let alone the Republicans. They were using him to justify all types of allegations made against Republicans. I know you are, but what am I? I know you are, but what am I? I know you are, but what am I? So that whole thing was going on. Anyway, all of this brings us to the point. Kirsten Gillibrand has been outspoken about Al Franken. She is not apologetic about Al Franken and her stance that he needed to get out. Here goes Kirsten Gillibrand in her own words about Al Franken.
What about the 7 other allegations?
I want to ask you about a report that was released just today by Jane Mayer in the New Yorker about former Senator Al Franken. You were the leader of the movement against him. one of the leaders of the movement against him. But Mayer's reporting raises serious doubts over the credibility of the allegations against Franken. 7 sitting and retired senators are now on record saying that they regret what they did. So based on this new reporting, do you have any regrets whatsoever about the position you've taken?
So I disagree with your reading of that article. Did you read the whole thing?
I read the whole thing.
Okay, so point 1, it only talked about one allegation. It talked about the first one. What about the 7 other allegations? There was really no critical or investigative journalism or reporting on the other 7. And that certainly causes me pause. Second, he had 8 credible allegations against him, 2 since he was senator, and the 8th one happened to be a congressional staffer. Now, I could have told those 7 senators and any of the senators, the 35 senators who came out against him, that there is no prize for someone who tries to hold accountable a powerful man who is good at his day job. But we should have the courage to do it anyway. So no, I do not have any regrets.
All right. That's good. You have no regrets. You know, my thing is you can't be totally positive if you're right or wrong when you make an allegation against someone when there's been no investigation. So just seemed a little bit more emphatic, a little bit more sure of oneself than I think I could be about something that I would really have no way of really truly knowing how spot on I am. I mean, I may, you know, you may even be, I mean, short of being in the room present and watching someone do something, how would you really know what really went down? In any of these cases, any of these situations, and I'm just being real, guys. I mean, I definitely would never support somebody doing something that I thought was inappropriate. You know, why would I? Who cares? Like, I don't owe Al Franken anything. I'm not here to win Al Franken supporters' love or anything like that. Yeah. But the thing is, it just seemed like Kirsten is more performing than anything else. And I'm sure Kamala Harris would do a similar performance. A pantomime of outrage at Al Franken. But I don't know, man. Like, it just reeks to me, and it always has reeked to me, of political gamesmanship. Like, really, guys, would you really have asked Al Franken to step down if it weren't for Brett Kavanaugh's allegations, you knew that was coming up, or if it weren't for Roy Moore? You know, it just seemed like political timing, like, okay, we're going to give the Republicans one. We're going to sacrifice Al Franken on the altar. Shame, shame, shame. And then the Republicans are going to have to, and Mitch McConnell's over there like, well, we're not going to do anything. We're just going to keep on going about our business. We're not going to give you anything. I don't know what you're looking at me for. We're not going to give you anything. We don't believe in giving anything for anything. We don't play give footsie, or we're going to filibuster and palm filibuster. That's what we're going to do. We're not going to give you anything. We're going to contest everything. We don't care if the government comes to a screeching halt. That's what I think. I think it was all political games. And they didn't really care if they sacrificed Al Franken. And look, hey, I don't know. Yeah, I know that there was the Democratic Party took a lot of money from Harvey Weinstein, and I didn't see a lot of people act like they didn't know that Harvey Weinstein was a complete psychopath. I think people knew. I think you can't keep a secret for 30 years in the public eye in Hollywood and people not know stuff. That's what I think. But, yeah, they wanted to let that one go. Till they couldn't let it go, and then they act like, oh, let's all throw them under the bus. So, like, there is no more high ground for any party. There's no more high ground regardless to what your D or R or whatever your name tag says. I don't even know if Al Franken did anything, but you can believe people and still have people testify. It's just we need to treat people fairly when we let them testify. We shouldn't let people get treated like Anita Hill was treated by Joe Biden on the stand. That was horrible. That was a travesty. So until you treat accusers with respect, you know, then you're going to have people who don't want to come forward. It's a catch-22 in a lot of ways. But speaking very specifically about Al Franken, Al, you walked out. I get why you did it. If you did it to save the party, if you did it for the party, I got to question your judgment. If you did it for your family, I get it totally. Because the party, you don't owe them anything. If they won't stand by you, what do you owe them? All right. And if Kirsten Gillibrand or Kamala Harris were playing politics, and not to mention the other 33 senators, female senators, I mean, that was it also female senators or Congress people? Like, how many people? It was like 30-something. It was a lot of people. I don't want to dig it back up. A lot of people. So they signed something to get rid of this guy. That's pretty bad. Like, people that you hung out with. People that you went to softball practice with or did a movie night with. These guys are actually put on a list. It's like you're looking at this list like, Jerry, Samantha, E2. She's like, E2. All right, guys. Last but not least, I wanted to talk to you about this hashtag. Now, I saw this just before I was about to do the show. I said, hold on, let me pull the show back. Let me get ready. I want to touch on this because we talk about politics a lot here, but we also talk about culture. We talk about social, like social things that come up in our pop culture, things that come up socially that affect us, that are also in the news. So I want to talk about this because there's a hashtag going around called Respect the Police. Respect the police. So I got a couple clips I want to share with you of people and what kind of inspired this hashtag to come up. Yeah. Well, darn it, I couldn't actually see much in that one. Let me see if I can, I think this one's going to be better, guys. So tight.
No, they not. No, the fuck they not. Oh, my God, they came over here to talk to them.
Hold up, I'm sorry, guys. I guess sorry. Hold on a second. Rookie mistake. Sorry about that. This is going to be some bad language. I meant to tell you before I showed you the video, there's going to be some bad language in this video. It's shot by people who like to curse a little. And they're going to give you the play-by-play because as if, they want to make sure in case you can't see that you know what's going on. It's cultural. Anyway, so if you don't want to hear this, just turn down your volume. You'll see it and you'll know what's going on. You don't have to listen to the language, okay? You just need to know the context of what I'm about to talk about. All right, so let's try that one more time. This time, guys, you'll be fully aware. Parental discretion is advised.
No, they not. No, the fuck they not. Oh, my God, they came over here to talk to them that they violated. Yo, they violated them. They violated them. No, they violated them. Oh, they not stopping. Oh, my God. Y'all get back in your car. Black. Oh, my God. Look, they laughing at them.
What they saying?
Oh.
Okay. All right. Yeah. You saw what you thought you saw. You cut your volume back up. You saw what you thought you saw. You just saw people throwing water on the police. That's right. Throwing water on the police. Now, a police captain, I think it is, spoke to this on Twitter, and he put out this He put out this.
No, they not. No, the fuck they not.
The videos of cops being doused with water and having objects hurled at them as they made an arrest in Harlem is reprehensible. New York City cops and communities have made remarkable progress together, but every New Yorker must show respect for our cops. They deserve nothing less. All right. Okay. So, in the first video, the one that was really cut off, there was a similar type of situation that occurred in Brownsville, New York. And someone threw like a ball or something, a balloon or something, hit a cop in the head with the balloon, like a water balloon or something like that, right? So they're doing the same type of disrespectful things with like water and objects with water in them. Buckets like you saw in the Harlem video. So that's what they were doing. And from that came a viral, on Twitter at least, hashtag respect the police. Which I really don't have a problem with. I mean, I can understand why people would say respect the police. And I can understand how people would be like disgusted, like, what's going on? Why would you do that to these cops? Like, you know, or maybe people will be offended, like, because maybe they're cops or their friends are cops or people in their family are cops. And they're like, well, my cousin's a good person. What are you talking about? What are you doing? Why would you disrespect a cop like that? Why would you do that? So I get it. I get that whole part of it. My thing is this. I've seen way too many people act way too excited, way too insulted, way over the top. We got two instances of, it appears to be young, silly people throwing water on cops. Two. And I know for a fact some of the people that are talking about this, acting totally outraged about it, weren't this outraged when Ergana got his life snatched by a policeman who still has a job. Some of you who are very, very pissed off about a little bit of water on a hot summer's day getting on a cop's uniform. I don't remember you being this pissed off about Tamir Rice getting shot in the head after giving a warning for almost, 2 seconds to drop the toy gun he had at the park. Some of you are so pissed off about water balloons in July that I'm kind of taken aback because I don't remember you being pissed off at all about Sandra Bland getting slammed on the ground, or the little girls at the picnic that got slammed on the ground and the cop sat on her back, or the resource officer in the school body slammed the little girl at the desk and dragged her by her hair, or John Crawford getting shot in the Walmart holding a gun in an open carry state, or Philando Castile being shot in his own vehicle. Like, I don't remember you being that upset at all. Look, the problem that we have is that we don't have any rational, discourse about these issues. All we have is people jumping to their side. And when the reality is there are some horrific cops. And they're not just horrific cops, they are killers. Sort of like the one who shot down what was his name? There's so many of these. Scott? Remember Scott? Remember he was running. He just didn't want to go to jail. They shot him in the back like 4 or 5 times. Or the ones that shot down Laquan McDonald and then they covered it up. Like, we have killer cops. Killer cops. But then we have good cops. We have cops that do their job. They risk their lives. So we have one side, we got people that cops can do no wrong. Cops are saints. They totally overlooked there are horrible cops. Even cops know there's some horrible-ass cops. You ever known any cops? Cops will tell you privately, if you know a cop and you have a friend that's a cop, he'll tell you that he got some guys he worked with. He wouldn't want them to ever have to come to his house without him being there. Like, there are some horrible cops, and cops know it better than anybody else. So we got one side, these people who always stick up for cops no matter what, treat them like saints. Then we got these people that don't believe it's all possible that there are good cops. Like, they only see cops one way. They're just cops by the worst cop that ever existed in the world. That's the cop they want to judge him by. And that's wrong, too, because that's not any type of rational way to look at stuff. You can't just judge every police officer by the worst police officers ever existed. I mean, that one cop who raped all those black women, like, he's a horrible guy. But I don't think all cops run around raping people. So what we have once again, is we have a situation, we have a dialogue that's controlled by our media, because our media does this the same way they do it with the Democrats and the Republicans. It's got to be this side against this side. They got to fight in order to create what? Create clicks and views and buy-ins and to get viewership up. It's the same playbook, man. They do it all the time. Now, you can't blame the guys who won't have any rational approach to dealing with police brutality at all. The people that would explain away why Officer Pantaleo still wears a badge and even got a raise after killing Eric Garner. Or the people that think that all cops are killers and all cops are horrible people and put all the cops in the same bucket when there are cops who would die for you, put themselves in harm's way for you, who didn't get the memo that they're supposed to be racist or corrupt. But the problem is, as always, you never know which one you're going to get. But there's someone who's received or had my brush with all kinds of cops, from good to the bad to the ugly. I'll tell you that they are people. And it is dangerous and it is frightening not knowing which one you're going to deal with, especially when it's your children or your wife that's got to deal with them. But the way to deal with them, I don't think, is to do this. In fact, I know it's not to do this. It's not to throw water on cops because you're pissed off about Officer Pantaleo. But I'm also not going to act like it's the worst thing I've ever seen, because it's not the worst thing I've ever seen. The worst thing I've ever seen is a young man's brains laying on the sidewalk when he had a pocket knife. And then a police force covered it up, and that police force is the Chicago Police Department. That was more horrible than the water. Sorry. But what we really need, and I always say we need a lot of stuff. We need a lot of things. It ain't just one thing, right? We need good officers to be able to tell on bad officers. We need an environment where they actually could do that. And we need a better way to kind of like pick good officers from bad officers. And gosh, we need a oversight committee, and we need oversight the oversighters, and we need body cams. We need to actually turn on the body cameras, which has been crazy. Like, how could you have body cameras? Kamala Harris said their officers didn't even demand that they cut on their damn body cameras. Like, I don't understand how you get body cameras and don't cut them on. Eric Scott. That's his name. So I don't have the answer, but I got the questions down pat. Know them to the T. But if you can complain and you can make a viral hashtag go viral about respecting police, how about a hashtag respecting citizens? How about a hashtag saying get out corruption, stamp out corruption? How about a hashtag that says that those Baltimore police officers that got caught red-handed planting drugs, man, planting drugs on innocent people to get convictions? So when you all up in the arms about this water, I'm wondering why that guy put that coke, that officer was allowed to put that coke on I don't know how many innocent people. On Ferguson, when we found out that they were just over-policing these people like lions hunting gazelles just to fund the police department. That's all they did. Tickets for everything. Ticket for looking funny. Ticket for walking across the street. Ticket for stepping off the sidewalk. Ticket for this. Ticket for that. Ticket. This was all in the Justice Department investigation. So we got a lot of horrible things. A lot of things wrong. And a lot of communities that feed off of the citizens in those communities. You already know this stuff, right? And I know all of that. And I know more than that. I'm not even going to go into everything we know. But you still don't need to be throwing water on the cops. You still don't need to do that. Because in my opinion, the biggest gang in America is the police. And I don't think it's smart. And I don't think it solves anything. And even the guys in the video were like, Can you believe this? I can't believe they doing this. Yeah, because it's like stupid. Really stupid. So, hashtag respect the police. I'm with that. Hashtag respect the police. Hashtag respect citizens. Hashtag won't we respect each other. Hashtag respect your damn self. Hashtag respect everybody, respect everybody. But at the end of the day, it's just about clicks and views. It's an isolated incident. Cops have stressful jobs, that's true. But I don't like the fact that cops are talking about they're afraid and they get to shoot people willy-nilly because they're afraid. And the police union has to take up for them in all cases. So, once again, this is a nuanced issue. It's not cut and dry. It's on a case-by-case basis is how we need to look at it. But if you're going to be outraged about some dumb kids throwing water bottles or water balloons on some officers and a bucket of water on officers, then you need to be outraged about the buckets of blood that came out of that came out of civilians. When I think there was alternatives and de-escalation. But to those two officers in this particular video, you show restraint of saints. I just hope you maintain that when the cops or when the cameras aren't rolling. Or when your body cam's turned off. All right, guys, I'm Tim Black. Find me at Real Tim Black on Facebook and on the Twitters. I'm sure people got things to say. We all do. I want to give a shout out to everybody in the Tim Black Wolfpack, man. You guys are amazing. Thank you for joining. Thank you for becoming a part of it. I just want to remind you that I'm giving out bumper stickers. I had a slight delay. They'll be going out next week, but that gives you more time to be a part of it. So if you have given at least $5 to the show, if you're a $5 contributor to the show, $5 a month on Patreon or YouTube or Facebook, well, then definitely send me your address so I can send you a bumper sticker, and it's going to be a grab bag, a Tim Black bag of goodies from the Tim Black Show for me to you. I want to give something to you for keeping me going all this time. I don't do this show. I wouldn't be able to do this show if it wasn't for you. So send me your mailing address, because unlike in the past, I want to give you something real. I want to give you something real. You know, remember the real world? People used to send you stuff. I want to send you something. So email me at tim@timblacktv.com with your address, a mailing address, and I'll send you that. Thank you for joining the Tim Black Wolfpack for $5 a month, for keeping us going. I got nothing but love for you. Remember, don't let nobody take your cornbread, and don't argue. Not even with fools who throw water on cops. And now for fools who act like throwing water on cops is almost the equivalent of shooting unarmed black men. Both is crazy. Sprinkle some facts on them. I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Oh, let me do some shout-outs. Do I do shout-outs? I didn't do shout-outs, guys. I got to do shout-outs. Shout out to David Harris and Mark Cardos and Tony Walker. All became new Tim Black Wolfpack members. Taylor Von Cleve and Sydney and James and Joe and Kerry Mack. Thank you for becoming Tim Black Wolfpack members. Team Black, thank you for joining us. Also on YouTube, let me check my comment section. We got a few people there. Cheryl's in the house. How you doing, Cheryl? A new member to the Tim Black Wolfpack. Thank you, Cheryl, for joining us. Elephants on Coke, thank you for the donation. Elephants on Coke says, I like you and I like your work. Well, thank you, Elephants on Coke. I like your scream name. Just the idea of Elephant on Coke is just crazy, man. I think that's everybody. Yeah, I think that's everybody. Okay, guys. All right, so I'm going to see you. Remember, we don't have show on Wednesdays. On Wednesdays, I'm prepping and getting stuff ready. But do me a favor, go to my YouTube channel. If you're not on YouTube, go to YouTube. I put out a lot of content. We've been pumping out content. Go there. You'll find my latest videos. I got a great video about Tulsi Gabbard on The View. Great video about Kamala Harris that people need to watch. It's about Kamala Harris and Medicare for All. It's an important video. Hope you go check that out. I'll see you soon. Like I said, sprinkle some facts on it. Don't let nobody take your cornbread. I'm out.